What's going on YouTube? Aaron here, and in today's video we are going to be diving into the story of Kenny Veach. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Kenny was 47 years old when he went missing in November of 2014 in the Mojave Desert near Nevada, specifically near the Nellis Air Force Base. And his story begins, or at least this part of his story begins, when he left this comment on a video titled "Son of an Area 51 Technician." I'm not sure what that video goes into specifically, but this comment that he left raised a lot of eyebrows and got a lot of people's attention. In the comment, he mentions that he's a long-distance hiker, and on one of his hikes near the Nellis Air Force Base, he found a hidden cave that was shaped like a perfect capital M, the letter M. He mentions that he usually goes into every single cave that he finds, but as he began to enter this particular cave, his whole body began to vibrate.
And something about that cave just spooked me. Out of all the caves I've ever gone in, this one just made my body vibrate. The closer I got to it, the crazier my body felt, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to go in there right now.
Obviously, this comment sparked a lot of attention, and a lot of people ended up commenting back to him, letting him know that he should go to the cave again and this time document his journey and post to his YouTube channel. And that's exactly what he did next. So on October 18th, he posted this video. It's a 21-minute video of him in the area that he was at when he found the M-shaped cave, and he is searching for the letter M cave in this video. So we'll play a little bit of this video here, and then we'll go in and try to map out kind of where he was at when he recorded it.
And I'm looking for a cave that I found, and I didn't have a sidearm when I was here before, and something about that cave just spooked me. Out of all the caves I've ever gone in, this one just made my body vibrate. The closer I got to it, the crazier my body felt, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to go in there right now, but I'm coming back someday. And I talked to some people on YouTube, and I told them, hey, I'm coming out here, you know, because they kind of called my hand on it. So I don't know if there's going to be anything to it, but it might be interesting. If I can find it, I got to relocate it, and this is a big mountain range I'm in.
He does mention that it is a large mountain range, and it got me thinking, let's try to find where he's at. He mentions later on in the video that the mountain range that you see in the background here is the Charleston mountain range. And I basically pinpointed, I think, where he's at in the video. So obviously you can see I can't get down at the exact angle that he's at, but I believe when he filmed this video, he's somewhere in this kind of open, flat clearing, this valley. He mentions that his car was parked out here, way back beyond where he's at. And if you actually look at the mountain range behind him here, I believe that this is kind of what we're looking at. So the biggest area that stuck out to me was these notches right here. So obviously this little notch right here, I believe, is this notch right here. And then you can kind of see this little area where it scoops down over on the right. I think that is that area right there on the mountain. Whoa, we're kind of shooting all over the place. Let me scoot forward. There. I believe that is right there. And then there's that notch there. And then if you look over this direction, you can even see, I feel like this is kind of the area that he's talking about. This would be the area that he's looking down right now. And then he talks about in the video having to go over this set of mountains and then along the edge to then find the M letter shape cave. And then he even mentions having to go back out into the flat part of the desert to get back to his car way over here, which would make sense because you can see that this is where he would have probably parked on this road and then had to hike up into this clearing to start the video. And even these mountains look to line up with these mountains here. And even this out here, you can see kind of this white kind of washed out flat area. It appears to be this area right here on the map. So I think that's where he's at, and specifically on the map, that would be just to the north of Las Vegas. And then here's the Charleston Peak that he's talking about in the video off to the right. So we'd have to look at this angle in this direction to find this spot. So I think that that's where he's at in the video. Of course, he goes on to look for the cave in this video. It's a 21-minute video. I can leave it linked down below, but he does not end up finding the cave in this video. He obviously still posted this on his channel. That's what we're seeing now. Upon posting it, though, he was met with a bit of criticism. People were skeptical that his initial comment talking about the discovery of this cave was false. Some people still believed that he was telling the truth and encouraged him to go back and look for a second time. But one comment on this video stood out and in hindsight is a little bit eerie, and this is the comment. The comment read, "No, do not go back there. If you find that cave entrance, don't go in. If you do, you won't get out." Now, obviously, this person may have just been referring to the danger that is in that area. Specifically, this is one of the caves or one of the mines that even Kenny was near at the beginning of his video. This is another YouTuber that went looking for Kenny based on his video. And he came across some of these mines. And obviously, Kenny was out there looking by himself. And that person may have just been warning him because it is dangerous to go looking around these mines and these caves by yourself. Of course, you can fall in. And if you break your leg out there, you're in a load of trouble. So that may have been what they were referring to. But either way, it was a little bit eerie that someone left that comment because Kenny did eventually go back out and hunt for the cave for a second time, but he was never found. He was reported missing on November 14th, 2014, just 3 weeks after that initial post where he was looking for the cave. So not long after he was reported missing, did they actually find his cell phone near an abandoned mine shaft. A lot of people think that it is the mine shaft that we saw at the beginning of his first video, where he's trying to retrace his steps to find the cave. Some people retraced his steps as well. This is a YouTuber who went out and actually found that same mine shaft in the beginning of his video. You can see it here next to him. I think that that's probably where they ended up finding his cell phone. But either way, it did not lead to an actual discovery of his body. As we know, he is still missing. The most popular conspiracy theory is that Kenny saw government secrets within the cave and was kidnapped by U.S. soldiers when he emerged. Obviously, that's a bit of a stretch. Some people think that Kenny was interested in the occult and it led him to the cave where he eventually disappeared. Regardless of the theories, I think one of the most interesting things that stands out to me is the fact that in Kenny's video, he mentions that, maybe his sixth sense was working and there could have been maybe a mountain lion or something in the cave. So that would lead me to believe that the cave was deep enough to have something in it. And this YouTuber here believes that they found the M cave that Kenny was referring to. And if we watch a little bit of his video, you can see that the cave isn't really all that deep. So some people think that this is the cave and that it has since been filled in so no one can enter the cave. Some people think that there is a door that leads to a secret facility in Area 51. I'm not entirely sure if this is even the cave that he's referring to, that Kenny was referring to. We'll never know if this is truly that cave, but let's watch a little bit of this video because it definitely looks like the letter M.
Okay, I made it up here to the entrance of this M cave. There's the one side of it. It comes down and then goes back up there and down. Now, this doesn't look to be very deep at all, and it looks like they were trying to wall it off. There's stacked rocks right there, as well as behind me here, like right there.
It definitely looks like a letter M. I mean, when he shows the entire thing right here, you can see, this would be the first kind of spike, and then this would be the lower part of the center of the M, and then it goes back up and then back down. He later goes in and actually crawls in on his hands and feet through the cave, and he's just already at the back of the cave, and you can almost see the back of the cave just in his video. I mean, right here, he's standing at the entrance, and I mean, it does not go back very far. So if this was the cave that Kenny was referring to, he would have known that there was no mountain lion in it, because he would have been able to see the back of the cave if this was the cave he was talking about. So it does look a little bit weird, and this YouTuber actually points out that he thinks this area looks a little odd, as if they maybe filled it in. But I'm not entirely sure. Look, I don't have any background in geology or rock formations and caves, so I can't really comment to any of this, what we're seeing here. But let's go in a little bit further. He gets on his hands and knees and crawls to the back of the cave, and this is what he finds.
Okay, area 51, restricted area, no trespassing, use of deadly force authorized. Well, I think it's time for me to get out of here.
He basically goes on to say that he, at that point, was starting to feel like he overstayed his welcome. Throughout the video, and I'll link his video down below, I'll link all the videos that I'm referring to down below, he does mention that he didn't feel any sort of vibration or energy when he was initially entering the cave, but that at the end, he definitely started to feel like he shouldn't be there anymore. He does end up finding a nail in the wall, which isn't that crazy, but he does go on to, he basically says, so he pulls the nail out right here, and then he mentions that the crack in the wall right here, that he could feel a substantial breeze. He says seems to be a noticeable airflow coming out. And once again, I know nothing about these, rock formations and these cave entrances on the side of mountains, on mountain faces. But he was saying that there was a breeze coming through. So of course the conspiracies are off the wall, in that people think that the cave had been plugged up and that this is some sort of an entrance to a secret place, and that there's airflow coming through the cracks because they didn't seal it perfectly. But either way, the fact that they haven't been able to find him at all is a little bit strange. So let me know what you guys think about this story. Leave a comment down below. I'm going to be doing more interesting stories about people that have gone missing. It's always interesting when it's a YouTuber or somebody that previously posted. And the fact that he posted just weeks before he ended up going missing is definitely eerie. So I'll leave his videos down below. I'll leave the videos that I referenced in this video down below. If you like this video, definitely hit the subscribe button and the like button for future videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.